featured heavyweight. Considered by many to be waiting in the wings and ready to take center stage, he's big and strong, standing 6'5" and weighing close to 230 pounds. To understand Bowe, we have to go back to the '88 Olympic Games and his devastating loss to Lennox Lewis. This loss saw him come home with a silver medal and a broken spirit, which had him contemplating hanging up the gloves. But in the end, that loss may have been just a twist of fate.
I think that was a blessing in disguise. I think that perhaps if I would have gotten a gold medal, then I wouldn't have hooked up with Rock Newman, or would I have with trainers such as Eddie Futch. So again, I think by not getting the gold medal, things have worked out much better for me.
After other top managers passed on Bowe, Rock Newman saw a promising future for this young lion, so he teamed him up with veteran trainer Eddie Futch. Bowe has a great respect for Futch and looks to him for the advice and schooling he'll need to survive as a heavyweight.
He makes a big difference as far as I'm concerned. Again, I don't like a lot of hollering and screaming. He's always calm, cool, and collected. I guess he also feels as though he don't want me to get excited, because when you get excited, you tend to lose your composure. You're not thinking. And so by him being cool, I'm always thinking.
What he may be thinking about is, when will he get into the ring with another top contender?
Been working hard for the past 2.5 years, and I think I deserve a shot. I'm ready for any and everybody, to be honest with you. When I get in the ring, I'm ready to fight, and it's going to be a hard fight. So these guys are looking to have easy wins and what have you. So they're going to try as much as possible to avoid me.
One person who isn't avoiding him is his opponent tonight, Bruce Seldon, dubbed the Atlantic City Express. He's a strong, aggressive fighter who was on the rise until being derailed on April 18th by Oliver McCall. Looking to bounce back from that loss, he knows a win tonight can get him back on track.
Depending on my performance August 9th, I see myself right back in the picture. I'm right back in the picture when I come out successfully with this win.
He blames his loss to McCall on poor training and underestimating his opponent. That's not the case here. He claims he's in superb shape and is ready for the task at hand.
In the heavyweight division, every fight is a dangerous fight. But it's a dangerous fight for Riddick Bowe. He will be knowing that I will be coming in there in shape and condition to fight.
Bowe knows anything can happen in the heavyweight, so his plan is to jump on Seldon from the first bell.
I guess basically I'm going to apply the pressure on Bruce. I realize, when you apply a lot of pressure on him, he folds. He somewhat goes into a shell. And I think that would prove to be a big factor in the fight as the fight progresses.
And it's time for the main event. The heavyweights take to the stage Riddick Big Daddy Bowe against Bruce the Atlantic City Express Seldon. 10-round heavyweight fight, and for all the action, let's go now to ringside and Lynn Berman.
Thank you, Cambrell Marshall. It's always exciting when the heavyweights get together. In fact, there are many in attendance tonight. The biggest hands from the crowd went to Joe Frazier and Evander Holyfield when they were introduced to the crowd. As for Riddick Bowe, a lot of people love to hate this guy. No shortage with the tasty quotes from Bowe. He said about Bruce Seldon, he's a washwoman and he couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. That's what he said. Do you think he's looking past Seldon a bit?
Well, he's borrowing a few lines from Muhammad Ali. But it would be inconceivable to believe that Rock Newman, Eddie Futch, one of the great trainers in this century, would let somebody with Riddick Bowe, as much promise as he has and as much to look forward to this heavyweight division, not to come in here 100% prepared physically and mentally.
And Bruce Seldon losing for the first time in his career in his last fight to Oliver McCall here in Atlantic City. I have a feeling that's good for Seldon coming into this fight.
Well, you may be right there, and I think definitely you're right there, because a fighter can go one or two ways when they get knocked down or knocked out like that. And what happened was Seldon is blessed with a lot of talent, and I think he tried to get by on just his talent alone. He was the better fighter than McCall. He just ran out of gas in the 9th round, and it's made him train much, much harder, which will make him a better fighter.
Joe, a bit of technical business that I find interesting is the ring is small. It's just 18 feet, and that's at the request and the insistence of Riddick Bowe. He wants small rings, and it's only 18. We were here for Holyfield and Foreman. It looked gargantuan by comparison. It was nearly 22 feet that night.
Exactly. And believe me, the size of this ring will play a major part in it, because Bowe is a pressure type of fighter. He likes to mix it up, and you've got less room to move in this ring. So therefore, you're going to fight more, and you got to be in condition to fight more.
All right, let's take a look at our Goosen Corner, an inside look at the boxers, and let's start with Mr. Atlantic City, Bruce Seldon.
Exactly. Bruce Seldon, a well-built guy. He's just strong as all heck looking. What he's got to do tonight, right off the bat, is use that jab. He's got one of the best jabs, I think, in the heavyweight division. But more importantly, off that jab, he should use that hook, because that's exactly what Riddick Bowe got hurt with against Tyrell Biggs, and Tubbs caught him with it a lot. Then Bruce has got to really put that pressure on Bowe and take a body attack to him like he did with Ribalta, which made him fall early. And lastly, keep a fast pace. He's well conditioned for this fight. He's got fast hands. Keep a fast pace going over the slower Bowe, and maybe, just maybe, he'll pull out some sort of decision. And who knows if he gets stopped. And that's a tall order.
And we are awaiting at the Atlantic City Convention Center, the Ballroom Arena, for the arrival of Bruce Seldon. And here he comes. We suspect he will be the crowd favorite.
Where's the music? Where's the music?
They're asking for his music. They have a special song they love to play. It's adapted just for him, called the Atlantic City Express. They want their music.
There it is. Yeah, there it is.
All right, there they go. Remember the song Expressway to My Heart? Well, this is an adaptation of that. He says he feels victory, that losing's made him a whole lot tougher. He said, Bowe is looking over me. You can't do that. He said he has to look right at me.
Today he was hedging a little bit when I asked him. The way he was talking, it seemed like he wanted a quick knockout. And he kind of hedged away from answering that question. But Carmine Graziano, from what I understand, who's going to be in the corner with Seldon tonight, most definitely said he's going after an early knockout.
See his record, those 15 knockouts, and 11 of those 15 have come within the first 3 rounds. So he likes to do it early. That one loss to Oliver McCall, the 3 knockdowns in the 9th round when he just didn't have it that one fight. And how about Goosen's Corner for the favorite in this fight? Number 3rd ranked IBF contender, Riddick Bowe.
Riddick Bowe, great looking prospect. Really come a long way since that loss he had against Lennox Lewis in the Olympics. But he's got to look for that right hand right over the jab of Seldon. He's got a great jab, but he tends to drop it a little bit. Ribalta came over the top and knocked him down in the first round of their fight. And he's got to punch more often. In the fight with Tubbs, Tony Tubbs, an experienced fighter, he waited too long with him. I think he's got to get his hands busier. He'll be more effective that way and take control right off the bat. Try to intimidate and take control and be the general in the ring over Bruce Seldon. Hopefully back him down.
He fought just 17 days ago to a journeyman, Phil Brown, won it in the 3rd round on a TKO. In fact, he's fought 25 times as a pro in just 27 months. It's been well chronicled what happened to him in the Olympics, losing to Lennox Lewis. He was called lazy, and now Bruce Seldon is being forced to just wait for Riddick Bowe to make his way out of the locker room. Big crowd on hand, brought out by both Bowe and Seldon. Looks virtually packed to me in this portion of the Atlantic City Convention Hall. And the crowd getting a little bit restless as they await Riddick Bowe. And now here he comes. Cocky and brash. He says, I will be the heavyweight champ September the 21st, 1992. They've got a date picked out for when he will ascend to the throne. But we were talking about that loss to Lennox Lewis. He was called lazy at the time. Then it came out that there were some injuries and personal tragedy in his family, and now he says he's grown up and he's a much bigger man as a result.
Yeah, he's got a lot of guidance with Rock Newman as his manager and Eddie Futch as his trainer. And that means all the difference to a person who's going from amateur to pro, because you don't have that specialized personal trainer in the amateurs as you do in the pros. And it's a lot better working a relationship you have with a professional trainer, and that makes you want to work harder. Somebody that's really in your corner and with you every day of your life.
Eddie Futch celebrating his 80th birthday tonight. Those signs that were held up in front of Riddick Bowe were pro Seldon. They were very anti-Bowe. He brings out fans that, as we said earlier, the kind of fan that loves to hate a fighter sometimes because of his cockiness and his brashness. Brings them out on both sides. And the record, spotless. 25-0. 22 knockouts. 8 of them have occurred in the first round. Only 4 of his fights have gone past the 4th round. We'll take a look at the tail of the tape as Riddick Bowe celebrates his 24th birthday tomorrow to match Seldon. He's listed with a 3-inch height advantage. It may not be as big as it's listed, Joe.
Well, either that or Seldon is taller than he's listed, because they look a lot closer in height than a 3-inch spread between them, actually.
And Bowe with the slight reach advantage and the CompuBox statistics.
Right. Well, I think the big number to look at right here is the 17 right here, Seldon versus McCall. Otherwise, the connect percentage and the punches thrown are virtually even. But in that one fight that Seldon lost against McCall, he was much less active than he was in his other fights, and lost that fight. And on the other hand, total jabs, same exact thing here. They both have almost the same connect percentage, 43 to 42, 50 to 55. But that fight against McCall, again, only 10 jabs landed out of 24 compared to 18 and 33.
And our rules for the fight, New Jersey state rules, 10-point must system. There is a standing 8 count, unlike the championship fight we had. 3 knockdown rule also in effect. Cannot be saved by the bell in any of the 10 rounds tonight. And either the doctor or the referee can stop the fight. Right now, let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the pre-fight introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated, along with Atlantic City's Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, in association with the undisputed King of Beer Budweiser, present the second featured bout of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley. All the other equipment shall remain the same, except for our 3 judges assigned to this bout. They will be Al DeVito, Eugene Grant, and Frank Burnett, and the man assigned inside the ring in charge of all the action is the referee, Joe O'Neill. And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again from Atlantic City's Convention Hall, by way of the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, let's get ready to rumble! 10 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim and weighing in even 220 pounds. He's from right here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. His professional record, 18-1, and 15 of those 18 victories are by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, the Atlantic City Express, Bruce Seldon. And across the ring in the red corner, wearing the white trunks with blue trim, weighing 225 3/4 pounds, he's from Brooklyn, New York. This 1988 Olympic silver medalist in the super heavyweight division is undefeated as a professional, 25-0 with 22 KOs, ranked number 3 in the world by the IBF. Ladies and gentlemen, Brooklyn's pride and joy, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe.
All right, gentlemen, you got your instructions in the back room. Is there any questions at this time? You're in charge of your corner, you're in charge of yours, right? Shake hands. Good luck.
Joe, Seldon was really stalking up and back on the far side of the ring, ready to be unleashed.
He looks like he's going to come out quick. He looks caged up and ready to go. Seen that look before.
Maybe Bowe made a slight mistake by waiting so long to come out of the locker room.
Well, that's just probably more of a mind game. He was probably good and warm in there.
Here we go, scheduled for 10. Seldon certainly coming out strong, throwing a lot of punches. Very little connecting yet on either side. As they attack each other from the inside, heads together. Fighters content to stand right in the middle of the ring. You don't need a big ring. Whoa! Seldon is down.
Right hand.
5, 6, 7.
Seldon's winking at us, and he jumps right up.
Well, shades of Revolta did the same thing. Looked like he was out cold. Jumped up, fresh as a daisy.
At the count of 4, he looked over and winked. And he's down a second time.
If he's in great shape, he'll be able to get up and recover from this. But it doesn't
He
look
may not
like
get
it.
up. He does it.
That's it.
Another first round knockout for Riddick Bowe. And you saw Rock Newman, his manager, and they were pointing at Mercer's people, whom they feel ducked them for this fight, and they're saying, come on, maybe that'll show you.
Well, you got to give credit to Bowe here, because what he did is he stayed relaxed. Seldon was throwing caution to the wind, just letting it all hang out, leaving his chin exposed. And Bowe just picked up on it, waited for the propitious moment, and landed a great right hand to knock him down the first time, and a great left hook to stop him with the second punch.
He hugs the birthday boy, Eddie Futch.
He was very relaxed, was Riddick Bowe. And that was the key to that victory in that first round. Stayed relaxed.
The 9th first-round knockout in impressive fashion. Wow. Seldon's now lost 2 in a row.
Yeah. Stand up when you say, come on.
Yeah, he's still got to be on wobbly legs, because when you stay down that long, try to get up and then fall back down again, your equilibrium's got to be way off. Looked like that left hook hit him right on the temple, Len.
The thing about Bowe is he can mug the camera and talk trash before fights, and he can back it up.
Let's take a look at this here. Here's that first right hand, landed square on the chin. It's kind of a delayed reaction here.
It is.
Bingo, he falls down. Here's where he did the Sleeping Beauty and popped right up. Couple jabs, right hand landed good. That wobbled him a little bit, and there he goes. His legs went right out from underneath him.
That was the point where he looked over towards us and winked twice.
We're right in front of where his head would be right now. Here's the knockout punch coming up. Just walks right into Seldon. Throws the left hook with his right hand down. Here comes Bowe to the body with the right hand. And I think right about here, boom. Left hook right on the chin. Seldon just got careless. He was winging punches and dropped his right hand. Here's the another look at that same knockdown, the finishing one. Good right hand to the body, which really buckled him. Boom, right on the chin. And it was the type of hook that Bowe really didn't turn over and put a lot of body into. It was just a sharp, short punch and did the trick.
All right, Joe Goosen will head up towards the ring to talk with Riddick Bowe as we take one more look at the lightning that struck twice here in the first round. Seldon came out throwing as many punches as he could, but they were wild. Nothing really landed early, and the only 2 main punches that connected both resulted in knockdowns in the first round. Let's head up to Michael Buffer and listen to the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe O'Neill signals the end of this bout at 1 minute, 48 seconds of the very first round. The winner by knockout victory. His record now 26-0 with 23 KOs. Riddick Big Daddy Bowe.
Well, Riddick Bowe takes just 1:48 as you take a look at what there was in this fight. Seldon, according to CompuBox, landed 54% of his punches. 21 of 39. Wasn't much force on those that landed. Riddick Bowe apparently landed just 9. Not a bad percentage when you figure if you land 9 and 2 of them result in knockdowns. That may be some kind of record. As Bowe gets the 23rd knockout in his 26 fights, and one of the more impressive ones, knocking out the once beaten Bruce Seldon in his hometown. All right, let's go to Joe Goosen, who's up in the ring now. Joe?
Yeah, I've got Riddick Bowe, his manager Rock Newman, and of course his great trainer Eddie Futch here. Riddick, I'll tell you something. What I was most impressed with tonight is that Seldon came out throwing a lot of bombs and you stayed relaxed. Tell me about it.
Well, like I said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised no matter what he did because I knew he was going to come out looking for that big shot. And again, I said if he made a mistake, I was going to get him out of there. He made a mistake, and there you have it. I'm falling and I can't get up. That's as I predicted. And again, I think I can do that to any heavyweight who tries to punch with me. I'm ready for the best of Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. Bring it on.
Do you remember what the mistake was that he made?
Yeah. He dropped his hands, and again, he jumped up too fast. I can still see in his eyes that he wasn't okay. So I went straight to him. I was somewhat anxious, but the ref stopped me. But again, once I get a guy hurt, I can finish him. You know what I mean?
You definitely did that left hand. There was no way he was going to get up from Rock. What do you foresee in Riddick's immediate future?
Well, in the immediate future, we're going to Little Rock, Arkansas, and help get Dick Gregory in his fight against drugs and that fine group down there, Dignity. Beyond that, we're going to come back. Riddick's going to take a little time off, take a little rest, and then try to get the elite of the division. I feel, and Eddie Futch feels, and Riddick Bowe feels that he is ready for the top. He is now banging on the throne door. We just want a chance against any and everybody.
When you say the top, you're talking about Holyfield or Tyson, obviously.
Tyson.
But who's the one that you're going to have to go through?
We would like to go through Lennox Lewis, Chicken Little Ray Mercer, Chicken Littler Tommy Morrison. All the same thing would happen to all of those young fellas.
Who gets the same treatment?
Ray Mercer.
Is there something that you don't like about Ray Mercer?
There's something special about him I want to do to him. You know what I mean? He's been ducking and dodging me. I think a guy like Bruce Seldon would give him a hell of a fight. You know what I mean? But again, this is his town, and I would like to fight him here.
Is there something in particular you think Ray Mercer might be afraid of?
Getting his ass whooped. That's what.
The left and the right.
All right. So anybody like any names pop up like Morrison or?
Well, it doesn't make a difference.
Let me tell you something. We've had some conversations with the former great champion. I understand there is some interest, and we're more than welcome the opportunity for a match against Larry Holmes. Larry's on the comeback trail, attempting, it seems to me, to do what George Foreman we're doing. We're having some discussions, negotiations with Larry. There's a possibility that that fight can be made. I think it would be a great fight, a great learning experience for Riddick Bowe, and we're ready to get it on if Larry Holmes is.
And as I said earlier, I want to give Papa Smurf a birthday present. Happy birthday, Papa Smurf.
Eddie, get in here, Eddie. Eddie, come on in here. Let me get Eddie on camera. Rock, bring Eddie here right in the middle and let him know where the camera's right here. 80-year-old Eddie Futch Steak. Congratulations, Eddie.
Thank you.
Listen, tell me what's best about Riddick Bowe that you've seen, the best improvement you've seen in him, especially in the past few fights.
Well, Riddick Bowe has always had the equipment. He's always had control. the use of every punch in boxing. And now he knows how to use him and when to use him. He's a thinking fighter now. His mental attitude has changed toward the game. He's very serious, and that's been a big asset to get that serious attitude toward the job he has to do.
Eddie, who would you like to see Riddick fight next? Of course, you're his trainer, so you're going to think a little bit differently than maybe his manager or the fighter himself. Who would you really like to see him next? Who would fight him next?
Well, I think Riddick is ready for any fighter in the world. I would prefer Holyfield. I would really prefer Holyfield. I think his Holyfield style is made to order for Bowe.
What makes Holyfield so vulnerable to Riddick Bowe?
They're both the boxers. Bowe is the bigger of the two. He's the taller of the two, and he's got a great left hand. He has the reach advantage. He can punch with either hand, and he has mobility for a fellow weighing 230 pounds. And so I don't think that Holyfield could outmatch him in any department.
Well, I'm going to turn you people loose because Rock may need some help over there. He's getting involved with Mercer's people. I'm going to cut you loose. Congratulations. Wonderful win.
Don't take nothing away from Bruce Seldon. He was in shape, he came ready to fight, and I still think he can do a little something out there in the heavyweight division.
I certainly do.
And I wish him the best of luck.
That's wonderful. Listen, we're going to wrap that up and send it back to Len Berman ringside, and I'm going to get out of this ring before I get in the middle of something here.
All right, thank you, Joe. And Rock Newman was above me just moments ago, yelling over towards the Mercer people, saying he wants Mercer up here now. The bad blood between them has been well chronicled. And think of the litany of fighters that Riddick Bowe would now like to go through. You heard Rock talk about Larry Holmes. He also mentioned to me Trevor Berbick as a possibility. They want Ray Mercer because of what's going on between the two camps. Bowe also wants Lennox Lewis to get some revenge after the Olympics, and this doesn't even count possibly getting to either Holyfield or Tyson. So there is a long line of future opponents the Bowe people would like to go after beating Bruce Seldon in impressive fashion here, knocking him down twice, knocking him out at 148 of the first round to remain undefeated. And there he is, Riddick Bowe, all smiles beforehand, and what he had to say, similar to his idol Muhammad Ali. Look at that pretty face. And those are the kinds of lines he's used. Bob Arum with him now, as Riddick Bowe, who had an interesting group of people around him when Joe was talking to him. He calls Eddie Futch, the 80-year-old trainer today, Papa Smurf, and there was Rock Newman there, and Dick Gregory, the nutritionist there as well, whom they say they're going to help out in Little Rock, Arkansas with a project. So that's the story from ringside. Very impressive from Riddick Bowe against a fine fighter, Bruce Seldon, who came out a bit wild here in the first round. So for Joe Goosner at ringside and our guest judge tonight from USA Today, John Saraceno, I'm Len Berman. That's the story from ringside. Let's go back to our host, Cambrell Marshall.
Thank you very much, Len. We want to bring everyone up to date on some of the late scores. We brought you...
Never out to prove nothing to the public.